Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm back again. Man, I didn't expect my first video to actually do what it did. You know what I mean? But I'm grateful. I'm thankful, and so yeah, video number two, man. It's kind of interesting, right? I didn't expect, but I'm gonna jump right into it, man. I'm doing these videos very unfiltered, very unpolished. I just want people to understand what I'm speaking about is something that comes near and dear to me, and I literally hope that you guys understand where I'm coming from. Right? My intention is not to be any kind of revolutionist or whatever. I'm just want people to be fairly treated. That's it. Right? I don't really care about all the frills and everything. Anyhow, jumping into it. So I spoke to a friend of mine, and the first video, somebody made a comment about me not understanding the industry, and I'm like, I mean, if you understand business and how the world is run, you know what I mean. You kind of tell that, hey, you have 7 or 8 point something billion people in the world today. If everybody decide to say, hey, no, I don't want this to be done, it's not going to be done. The government can't go against the people. The government represents the people, so the people want fairness, right? So I'll scale back. One of the reasons why I got started in the industry itself was, just I see that there's a place for fair, honest market value. Like, you know what I mean? Just to be honest in business, you know what I mean? Like, why don't you take from you or take from what you're doing and just to line my pockets? I don't look at the fact of I can get every single dollar from this one person. If I spread out and I have a large a volume of people or truck or whatever, I'll make the things I want to make and that kind of stuff, and they'll be happy and everything. So with what I do, my drivers are happy because they make most of the load and everything. So I find that in the industry today, you know what I mean, I really wanted to just start an honest company that actually gives back to people and drivers, because they have a lot of things to deal with on the road. Many people are very disrespectful to drivers and stuff. Anyhow, long story short, I really saw that there was a need for honest business, for honest people to run a company that will put the drivers at the forefront and be caring towards them, right? Their needs and everything. Because drivers are not there to say a high five or thank yous or whatever. They want to actually make money to take care of their families and their responsibilities, right? So I kind of came up with a few things that I found that the industry is actually big on, right? Like, for instance, I spoke to my friend and they asked me to redo my video and different thing and be mindful of what I say. And I kind of have to like take the anger or the bitterness out of it and really listen to what they were saying, because again, me personally, I come from a place where I see my friends suffering. You're a driver and you're driving 3,000 miles for the whole week or more, and you're only bringing home less than $1,000 a week. You're putting in all this work and you're making less than $1,000 a week. You're sacrificing your family, your truck, your sleep, your health, your time. You're doing all this work, but you're barely making it. So I kind of felt a little hurt. So here's what I found that the industry is going on. I mean, the things that's taking place in the industry, and I'll give you some of my solutions. It don't have to be the end all be all, but this is just a conversational piece to where we can talk about it and we can start to wake people up. Drivers, I'm only talking about owner operators, drivers, CDL drivers. I'm not talking about people who drive Uber. Even them too can benefit. But my main focus are the drivers that they're the bread and butter of any society, right? So I find that there's a lot of price gouging from the big companies. Even the small companies are trying to like squeeze as much as they can squeeze to get the drivers to do as much work as they can for little or nothing. There's much dishonesty in the industry, a lot of dishonesty, a lot of dishonest people. There's the lack of care for the drivers, right? Many times you see the drivers is just nobody's caring for them and their business, right? The industry also is a mindset that, hey, I want to get as much as I can get done, and I want to pay as little as not or as little as possible or nothing if I can to get it done. And you know what I mean? Why can't a man be paid fairly for the work and the labor he puts into or his business? Why can't he be paid fairly? That's something's wrong with that picture. So for me, when I saw that there was a major problem, I decided like, hey, you know what? I want to become a broker, as I stated before, and I decided, well, as about to start being a broker, my friend is like, hey, don't do that. Become a dispatcher, right? Because understand this, brokers work for themselves. They're in business to make money for the brokerage firm. That's what they do, right? But as a dispatcher, you work for the drivers. You want the drivers to make as much as they can make. You work for the owner operators. That's who we work for, right? And many brokers don't like us. We don't really care, all right? Because again, they're taking the load. If the load overall is paying $20,000, you can best believe you get it from the load board. They're probably paying you maybe $5,000, maybe less. But they're going home with the big bag. My goal is to help drivers to make more money, to go home with more money. Stop taking all these little cheap loads, man. So here's some of the solutions that I came up with, right? And again, my aim is to help drivers to wake up, help people to understand that we can do more if we come together, right? If we come together. And I'll show you guys an analogy in a second. Well, let's look at it this way. If my hands are like this and I hit you with my hand, I might not do much damage. It might sting your face, wherever you get, it might just hurt a little bit. But I put my hand together, this is what we need to do. We need to do this. Come together. Look, come together. Whether it be black, white, Chinese, or in between, we can come together. The industry is banking on people being greedy, selfish, self-centered, whatever, to look out for themselves. Because why? As long as you can have that, you can play one person against the other, and you can get, okay, this person said they can do it for $10. This person can do it for $7. This person can do it for $5. Oh, I'll just take it for $2,000. You give it to the guy that can do it for $2,000. But guess what? That load that's supposed to pay $20,000 or maybe $10,000 or whatever is now little or nothing. So some of the things that I believe that we could do as a solution, and this is just to get our minds right before we even move into any bigger thing, right? It's like we can't control what people do to us. We can't control what people do, period, right? But we can control what we do. We can control what is done to us. Simply mean taking that cheap load. I can't control you from putting that cheap load on the load board or wherever it is. I can't control that. But I can control if I want to take it or not. If I take it, that's something I'm allowing to be done to me. But I choose not to take it, guess what? I'm choosing not to let that be done to me, right? Learning to work together in honesty and with integrity. Many people today don't have honesty and integrity. That's big. They lie about everything. They lie about even drivers. Don't think I'm just bashing the brokers or bashing the shippers. Even drivers too. They don't have integrity. Stealing gas and all that stuff. No. We can't do that. We have to have honesty and integrity. I'm going to add the next one. Respect. Respect, honesty, and integrity. If we have those three things, guys, we can come under one banner, right? Learning to look out for the next guy. That's the next point. We don't look out for anybody other than self. We're greedy, we're selfish, going shippers, brokers, drivers. That's how it is, right? And we have to learn as drivers, owner operators, and that kind of stuff, dispatchers, we got to look out for the other person. When I look out for you, you can look out for me. And guess what? We can have a synergistic relationship. We can work together. We can be like this. If my finger say, hey, I'm not working with the hand, we will never lock arms together. But all my fingers must work together. Openly share with honest reviews of dishonest companies, dishonest brokers, yes, and even dishonest drivers. In a sense, we become like our own 411. Carriers 411, we become our own drivers 411. Hey, if I want to know, should I work with this company? Are they honest? Will they look out for me? Let me go to drivers 411. I don't know, something, right? And that's something that could be in the works, right? Something that can be in the works. So, but we must learn to give honest reviews in a sense, like I think Uber and Lyft, they deal solely on reviews. Turo, they deal on reviews as well, right? So these companies, if you have bad reviews, guess what? You don't get good customers. Same thing. If you have bad shippers, bad brokers, guess what? No, we're gonna stay away from them, because why? Until they learn to deal with people honestly, right? Wake up other drivers. How we do this? Hey, stop taking these cheap loads, man. You're making the whole market come all the way down. But because you're so in a frantic, you don't understand business, you don't understand how to grow your business, you don't understand how to literally look out for somebody else, you're doing things that's hurting the industry. I might say something wrong. You're doing things to hurt the industry. Wake other drivers up. Stop taking these cheap loads, right? We have to learn to come under one banner, right? Learn to trust and stand together. That's the next point. Learn to trust and stand together, right? Truckers have lives. Truckers have families. Truckers have bills, right? Truckers have rights. And when you're doing things to take away from me being able to provide for my family, that's a crime. But being grumpy, upset, and arguing about it is not going to help the situation, right? We have to stand together. We have to have respect, honesty, and integrity. Those three things, right, guys? So with that, you know what I mean? Those are some of the few solutions that I come up with. There are many more. That's not the end all be all. But I'm trying to open an arena for open, healthy conversation. Because at one point, yes, somebody told me that there are unions already. But if I can't see the rate sheet from a broker, how is that working for me? Who's the union working for? And guys, don't be afraid of unions, right? Don't be afraid of it. Yeah, they're gonna ask for a little money here and there to be able to maintain. There's nothing wrong with that as long as they're working for you. But if they're not, hey, throw them out the window. If it's broke, it has to be fixed. And the logistical system within the United States is broken. If you think about it, everything that comes, even this pen, it comes a driver brings this, an owner operator, a trucker brings this, right? The ink inside the pen, it's moved in a container or something, right? The metal on this pen, the rubber on this pen, the ink, everything is moved on some truck. And you mean to tell me we're the bread and butter of the economy, society, and we're the least thought about? We're being defecated on by other people. Even our own trucking brothers and sisters are pooping on us. That don't make sense. Doesn't make sense. We got to learn to work together, guys, right? If I'm saying something wrong, hey, in the comments, leave a comment, like, share. Let's take this all the way to the top. Let's share this with thousands, millions of people, because what I'm planning to do later on, right, it might disrupt the industry. My life might be threatened, but understand this. I'm a Christian first. I believe in God. If you don't, hey, I can't tell you who to believe in, but I believe in God. He's the one that gave me the passion. He's the one that gave me the insight. He's the one that gave me the protection. Nothing can happen to me or my family without his approval. If you don't believe me, read Job, the book of Job chapter 1. Nothing cannot happen to me or anyone in my family unless God allows that to happen. And if he allows it, I'm just his humble servant. That's all I am. So I love you guys, man. My trucking brothers and sisters out there. Let's pass the video around. Let's understand. Let's start to wake each other up. Let's start to think, right? I'll try my best to do a video once a week. Leave your comment what you want me to touch on, what you want me to talk about. And, let's see where this can go. All right? I love you guys. You guys have an amazing weekend, right? An amazing day. See you guys next week. Be blessed. Leave a comment. Don't forget, leave a comment. Share, like, subscribe. All right, take care.